Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to get your manifestations in 3 days or less. I don't know why I'm holding this, I'm going to put it down. It's all flags. Now if you've ever manifested something small like a free drink or like a free coffee before, you might notice that it happens really quickly. Like you might be thinking about it, or you might be like, oh, wouldn't it be nice? Like you might be laughing about it with your friend, something like that. That's what happened to me, by the way. I was just like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I manifested like a free drink, something like that. And I swear it was like either the next day or like a few days later. I was at Starbucks. They were like, oh, do you want this free drink? We like made a mistake on the previous order and they didn't want it. And I was like, yeah, I want a free drink. And so I got it, and it literally, I swear I can't remember if it was like the next day or like a few days later, but it just happened very quickly. And sometimes when you want to manifest small things or things that you're not super like concerned about, things that you're not super attached to the outcome. You like, if it happens, cool, it'd be funny, like be nice, but you're not like, oh, if I don't get this drink, like, you know, my life is gonna be terrible, or like you don't put like that much weight and that much like pressure on that manifestation. So it comes a lot faster than the bigger things that you want to manifest. And the reason for that is actually resistance. When you place so much weight and so much emphasis on a thing, on whatever you're trying to manifest, in a way you're actually creating resistance, because you're like making it to be this huge deal. You're like, I have to have it. If it doesn't happen, then my life isn't complete. I am not going to be happy. Like all this pressure and all these like negative emotions, and all of that is just creating like doubt and resistance, and that creates like it puts more time in between you and your manifestation, so it takes longer for you to get to your manifestation. Whereas when it's something small and you really don't care, you just like, whatever, if it happens, it happens. That removes all of the pressure and all of the attachment, and you don't care. You're not attached to the outcome. If it happens, cool, like whatever. And because of that, it just happens so quickly, because you're removing all of the resistance by letting go and by detaching from the outcome. So how can we apply that to bigger things that you want to manifest? The easiest and fastest way to do it is to use the law of assumption, is to almost ignore reality, which sounds like such a weird thing to do. You like sound like a crazy person when you say that, but this is the fastest way to do it, is to ignore reality and to act as if you already have your manifestation, to assume that it's already done, to assume that it already happened. Because when you do that, again, you're removing all of the doubt and all of like the resistance that you would create when you're like, oh, when is it gonna happen? Like, how is it gonna happen? Whenever you question things like that, you're just creating more resistance, because you're creating doubt. You're like, what if it doesn't happen? Essentially is what you're saying. But when you act as if it's already done, act as if whatever you want has already been created and it's already on its way to you, you're just removing all of that resistance and all of that doubt, and you're just fast tracking your way to your manifestation. So act as if it's already done. Assume it's already done, because whatever it is that you want in this world already exists. It already exists, and there are multiple ways that it can come to you. So it's really not your job to worry about like how or when. All you need to do is focus on the outcome and how you would feel and how you would look and how you would act, how you would carry yourself. What would you see and how would you feel when you wake up in the morning? What would you do? Like, how would you carry yourself when you already have this thing that you want? And then truly embody that, because that removes all of the doubt. And it removes all the pressure. You're no longer going to be worrying about when it's going to come, how it's going to come, if it's going to come. You're just going to act as if you already have it. And you're just, in a way, you're jumping to the end, right? You're jumping to the end. You're jumping to the like picture, like the screenshot of what life looks like when you already have it. And when you embody those feelings and those emotions and you start to radiate that, you become a magnet to attract the thing that you want. And it's always like kind of tough to do, because it's hard to just ignore reality. It's easier said than done. It's hard to like truly embody all of the feelings and emotions that you would have when you don't already have the thing. And we always think like, oh, once I have it, I'll be happy. Once I have it, I'll be excited, blah, blah, blah. But no, you have to be happy and excited first to get it, which is so like counterintuitive, but that is really how you get it faster. And one thing I talk about a lot on this channel is taking inspired action and like putting in the work, right? Taking the inspired action to get you closer to your goal, to your manifestation. But sometimes in doing that, we get ourselves into this mindset where we think like, I have to work super, super hard in order to get my manifestation. And if I like slip up or if I take a day off or whatever it is, then I'm not gonna get it faster or whatever. Like we create like fear and doubt, and we put pressure on ourselves to like put in an intense amount of work in order to get our manifestation. But that's also not the case. And I think when you put all that pressure on yourself, again, whatever you believe or assume to be true will be true. So if you think, oh, I have to like work really, really, really hard in order to get my manifestation, and if I slip up one day, then like it's gonna ruin everything. If you believe that to be true, then it will be true because it's the law of assumption. You're assuming that to be true, so it is. But the thing about embodying the person who has your manifestation is, in a way, you kind of have to let go of these feelings of like pressure, because when you're in a way, you're not letting yourself just be in the receiving mode. You're not like open to receiving your manifestation. You just think that you have to like work really hard all the time, but that's not always true. Like sometimes you have to actually work smarter, not harder. Sometimes you have to think about like, what is going to give me the most result. If I wake up in the morning and I make a to-do list of a bunch of little things that don't really matter, that aren't really going to take me closer to my goal, but I just want to like feel productive and I just want to feel like I'm working hard, then I'll do all those little things and then I'll feel like, you know, tired, and I'll be like, oh, I've like done so much work today. But did any of those things actually take me closer to my goal? Maybe not, if they're like a bunch of little things that don't matter. But instead, if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, what are like 3 things that's gonna take me closer to my goal? What's 3 things that's gonna give me like the most result, the most payoff if I do those things today? And I actually focus my list on that, then I'm gonna get more results from working not as hard. I'm essentially working less, but I'm getting more results. So it's not always like work harder, you know, sometimes you have to kind of think about what is going to get you there. But being the person that has your manifestation doesn't always mean you have to be like on all the time. And I think sometimes it's good to like take the pressure off, because again, when you remove pressure, you remove resistance. So if you assume that it's already done and you remove all the doubt and all the fears, then that's the quickest way to get to your manifestation, and that's how you get something to happen in 3 days or less. Okay, that's it for today's little video. I hope it made sense. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you next time. Bye!